All righty. Good morning, and happy Monday. I am hopping on here this morning to give you a little Monday motivation. I hope you all were well. I hope that you all had a good weekend. I did. I didn't do anything. I just relaxed, and that was just as good for me. I am just waiting for the time when they can open up the world so that I can get ready to travel because I'm about tired of sitting here and at home. But I hope you all had a great weekend. I just wanted to pop in here and give you some Monday motivation. I had some couple of steps that I was going to share with you all, but you know what? The universe sends me on another direction, and especially watching that Meghan Markle stuff, I'm in a whole nother mindset right now. So let's talk about Monday motivation and what you should be doing this week so that you can stay motivated in your business and in your life. Okay. Um, I know that we all are going through some things, okay? Whether it's, lack of finances, your job, you don't have the perfect job that you like, you can't get your business off the ground, you can't, your children are acting out. Everybody has something going on. But let me tell you what you can't let happen. You can't continue to let your circumstances rule your life. I did that for a long time because there's some things I'm currently going through with right now. Okay, I had an episode on Saturday night. I just had a manic breakdown on Saturday night. There are some things that I am going through as well. And I understand that. But what we cannot do is let that run our day or our life. Because what happens is when we start to focus on the problems and the things that we're worrying about, we have no time to focus on the great things that we have going on in our lives. Okay. And Saturday night, I had to break down. I wasn't feeling the best, but like I said, y'all, for those of you all who know, I take medicine. And so I took my medicine and I was able to calm down and I was able to get some sleep and I was able to feel better. But what we got to stop thinking that a bad day is an actual bad life. And it's not. And I used to think that way, but it's not. There is no such thing just because you have something that happens to you today, that means the rest of your life is going to be bad. And yes, I do know that there are days when something happens to you every single day. But it's happening to you because it's what you're attracting. It's because you're not dealing with the situation by saying, I can't control this, but I'm going to continue to do other things until this situation is handled. See, we're so busy trying to figure out a situation before we move on to something else. Okay. We spend so much time trying to figure out that situation. We just got to figure it out. There's no reason why I can't, get this done. You're trying to figure out the situation when you should be moving on to your next thing, your next goal, your next thing you need to check off your to-do list, and you continue to keep going on. Okay. We cannot let our circumstances get the best of us. We cannot let our circumstances ruin our day and our week or our month. A bad day is not a bad life, period. Okay. Let's talk about this. We need to stop asking so many questions. See, I've seen a lot of the mentees around lately have been going from person to person to person to person, asking from question to question and asking questions. When you start asking questions, it's because when you ask that many questions, it's already telling yourself that you don't believe in yourself. Okay. When you're walking around here asking everybody different questions, then you get all these different answers and then you're overwhelmed with the answers that you're getting. It's because you do not believe in yourself. You don't believe in your ability to heal. You don't believe in your ability to grow your business. You do not believe in your ability to live your life. So you need to ask all of these questions from different people. Let me tell you something. Asking questions, trying to figure out what they're doing, it's not going to solve your problem. Okay? I'm going to say that one more time. Asking people about what they got going on ain't finna solve what you got going on. Okay? I might be going through the same thing you're going through. You may be going through the same thing I'm going through, but we are different people. So nobody can actually tell you what to do, period. I can advise you on what you should be doing. But when you are asking people 100 different questions and you're asking 6 people 6 different questions, and then you're going to get another set of 6 people to ask them the same questions, what are you looking for? What are you looking for? And what you're looking for is confirmation about the question that you wanted to ask, because you already know what the answer is. You want confirmation because you don't believe in yourself. You don't believe in yourself. You are asking different questions, petty questions, questions you already know the answer to. You already know what you have in you. You already know it. But it's because you don't believe in yourself that you have to go around and ask all these questions from different people to see how they did something. You are not going to be able to do something like somebody else. Just like I'm not going to be able to do something like you. You're not going to be able to do something like me. Only thing I can do is advise you on what happened and how I work through my situation. But asking questions, if you've already asked someone and they have told you something and if it doesn't sit right with you, then that's a different story. But if you're asking more than 2 people, then you have a problem. You have a problem. And it's not with the people, it's with yourself. It's within you. You don't trust yourself enough to use your ability to conquer whatever you got going on. Stop asking so many questions. Believe in you. When you are going to sit down and do whatever you decide to do this week, stop asking so many questions. And this is going right into number 3 of that's just a form of procrastination. You're just trying to ask questions because you're trying to prolong doing what you want to do, but you really don't want to do it because you're scared. So if you ask questions, it means you're trying to pretend that you're asking questions because you just want to make sure everything is right. No, you're just wanting to ask questions because you don't want to go out and do what you are supposed to be doing because you're scared. You're procrastinating. So I'm going to ask a bunch of questions because the more questions I ask, the more questions you ask, the farther you get behind. Because everybody's journey is different. So you're not going to be able to have the same journey as somebody else in your business or in your life. So if you're asking a question and you already knew deep inside what your answer was, but if they tell you something different, now you all thinking, now you overwhelmed, now you anxious because, well, I didn't think about it like that. See, it wasn't for you to think about it like that because it wasn't you. That was that person. And in order for you to get on with your life, in order for you to get out there and do what you need to do, write your book, sell your jewelry, sell your t-shirts, whatever business you're starting, whatever you're doing in life, in order for you to be able to do that, you got to trust your own gut. Sometimes your gut, your intuition is best, but you have to believe that you are telling yourself the truth. You have to believe it, and you don't believe it, but it's a form of procrastination because you really didn't want to do what you think you was going to do anyway. Because if you were going to do it, you would just do it. You would just do it. Now, I'm not saying seek advice. I'm not saying seek counsel because it tells you that in the Bible that you should seek advice and you should seek counsel. But don't change your opinion based off of what somebody else is doing. Okay? Don't do that. If you have it in your brain that you have something that you want to start doing and you think that it's right and this is how it's going to be, then you go ask somebody else and then they just switch it all up on you. Now you back and you haven't done what you need to do because you're second guessing yourself. No, this week, go out there and do what you need to do. Don't do it the way everybody else is doing it. You do it the way you like to do it. As y'all can see, I never come on here doing anything the way nobody else does anything. Period. I march to my own little beat. Okay. I coach different from other people. I have a style that's different from other people. I don't do what other people do. It doesn't make what I'm doing wrong, and it doesn't make what they're doing right. We're all just doing what we need to do and how we are. Be you. So this week, instead of going to ask 150 questions before you get started, and then now you're overwhelmed, you're never going to be able to get nothing done. So now you're procrastinating, you're prolonging your projects, and now you're never going to be ready. So it's going to be March, it's going to be April, it's going to be June. And then by the end of the year, you're going to be right back to what you was last year saying, well, this year well, you're not doing it if you're asking so many questions. Believe in yourself this week. Believe in your gut. Believe that what you are putting out, what you are doing with your life is what it is. Stop walking around here saying that, well, I'm just going to do things my way because this is the way I like it. But then let me go ask 457 questions. It's just not going to do anything. You need to be you this week. Okay. This week, you need to get up and say, I'm going to do what my gut tells me to do. You need to get up this week and say, I am going to do what I'm going to do because I believe in myself. I believe in my talents. I believe in my abilities to get whatever I need to get across to the world, that it's going to get crossed. When I did my first journal, the journal that I just designed, I didn't ask 150 people. You know who I did ask though? My 2 friends and my husband. And I asked them about the color. Which color should I put out first? That was it. I didn't ask them about what was in the journal. I didn't seek my coach's help. I didn't seek the world's help. I sat down with my journal, with my ideas, and I did it. Now, it may not be a bestseller. It might not be in the top 10. I don't care. I did it. And I didn't ask for any help at all. I self-published myself. I didn't ask 150 questions to anybody else. And there are tons of people who could help. But what I have realized that when I start asking questions to so many people, I get overwhelmed. And for those of us who suffer from mental health issues, you know how our brains are. You start asking questions and everybody is telling you something different. I mean, I'm telling you, I had 2 coaches, well, 3 technically, and every last one of them are telling me something different. And it overwhelmed me because the one coach wants me to do this one, the other one wants me to do this one, and the other one wants me to do that. And that was my fault because I started asking different questions to the same people, so different people. So now I split all 3 of them up. My YouTube coach is my YouTube coach. She helps me with my YouTube and my YouTube only. Then I have a life one, and then I have a business one. And no, neither one of them are the same. I ask one question, whatever the results I get, if it doesn't sit with my spirit, I don't do it. And that's probably why, because I'm not that coachable, because I'm not that teachable, because a lot of people have tried to teach me and I'm like, because if I feel like I want to do it my way, I'm going to do it my way. And again, it says in the Bible that you do need to seek counsel and you do need to seek help. And I do that. But I am not going to sit up here and second guess myself. I didn't run I never run anything about anybody that much, unless it's my husband or my 2 friends. But I never run things by people. I just go and do it. Because if you start asking questions, you're going to get people that's going to tear you down. You're going to get people that's going to say, well, this doesn't look like this or this. I'd rather just go out, make the mistake, and keep it moving. But guess what? I checked off what was on my list to do. See, some of you all got this long list of goals that you only steer right here because you're too afraid to do what you're supposed to be doing. You got this little bit right here off on your list because you're too afraid to go out and do what you need to be doing. I had on my list to make a set of journals. That's what I did. I did my first one, a 3-part series. So 2 more will follow behind. I didn't ask any of you all. I didn't ask anybody behind the scenes. I didn't go get a coach for it. I didn't do anything. The only person I talked to was God. I wrote it in my journal and I produced it. Now, you may not like it. Some of you all have gave me rave reviews about it. But guess what? I did it. And it's something I checked off my list. I didn't second guess it. I didn't ask, well, who can I get somebody to help me? I didn't do any of that. I just did it. And some of you all are sitting on dreams. Some of you all are sitting on your talents. Some of you all are sitting around in toxic relationships and stuff that you need to move and get out of in order to pursue your dreams. Stop asking everybody about stuff and get out there and do what you have to do this week. If you have a book in you, if you do need to ask direction or where to go with your book, then yes, that is okay to ask. If you are trying to self-publish a book, please, by any means, ask me this. But don't ask me. And then go behind me and ask 14 other people. Now you got 14 different opinions, 15 different opinions. You should ask somebody, go with what your gut feels, and then go with what you know. And if you don't know it, trial and error. Period. What are you so afraid of? Either it's going to happen or it's not. And again, I haven't sold 20,000 copies of my book yet. You heard what I said? Yet. But I plan on it because I continue to be out there. And you are sitting here on Monday saying that you're going to do this week. Okay, well, now it's the time. This week is the time. This is the time right now this week to do what you said you were going to do last week. Stop second guessing yourself. Stop the procrastination. You already have what you need inside of you already. You've already written all of the book. Publish it. You already have all the content for your blog. Publish it. You already have all the content to start your podcast. Publish it. You already have this whole entire wellness thing set up, or whatever you have going on. You have all this set up. Do it. Do it. I don't care if you get one listener, one subscriber, if you don't get but one person to buy your goods. At least you did it. Think about you. And for those of you all who have small children or children that are old enough to watch you, think about your children. Your children are watching. We tell our kids 100 times to go out there and be brave, but then we sit around and we're scared. It doesn't, make sense. It doesn't make sense. So get out there and do what you got to do, because either way, somebody's going to talk about you. Somebody is going to be against you, or they're going to be people who love you, who are going to rave about you. Either way, what are your odds? Go do what you need to do. Do it for you. Don't do it for anybody else. My journals are for me because I like journaling. So I am so creative. I sat down and I said, you know what? I'm going to create a journal, and I'm going to create 2 more behind it. And this is what I want to be known for, the journal lady. Okay. Yeah. And there are tons of people that have journals out there, but it ain't mine. It ain't mine. I am happy about what I did. And you have to be happy about what you do. You're not going to be able to be like everybody else. This is why God made you unique and special. See, remember, self-love is about accountability. So you have to be held accountable for your own actions, not for what everybody else does with their businesses and their lives. It's you. It's about you. So today, if you're thinking about creating something, or you already have something created, go ahead and stop second guessing yourself. Stop procrastinating and do it. You might not do it right. It's okay. It's okay. You can start again tomorrow. You can always redo it, but you will be better off with yourself, and you will feel better once you realize that you have accomplished your goal. You will feel better once you have accomplished something that you have checked off of your list. So go out there today, go out there this week, and do whatever you want to do. It is Women's Month. Today is International Women's Day. How would you feel if you have a daughter and you're sitting there afraid to live your dreams, but you're telling her to live hers? What would happen if she comes back to you and she's afraid to live her dreams? What are you going to tell her? You're going to tell her what mommy was too, so we're just going to sit on the sidelines? No, you're going to want your baby to be strong. You're going to want her to be a great woman. But won't you also show her? Actions speak louder than words. Show your girl that this is what she can do. See, I don't have a daughter, so this is why I am always talking to women. But I also still show my son that even as a single mom who came up on Section 8, on welfare, who've been in and out of jail, who's a stripper, I showed him that things can be better. I showed my son that life can be better. See, your children are only following in your footsteps. So if you have grown children that are not doing anything, then you need to look at your life. What have you taught them? Remember, a lot of us come in the era where our parents didn't teach us anything. But I was determined to teach my son something. And you need to be determined today, if you have small girls, that you are going to live your dreams so that she will be able to live her dreams. Action speaks louder than words. Today, you get up and you say, I'm going to write that book because my little girl is watching. If you don't even worry about nobody else in the world, worry about that little girl that is watching you. She wants to see her mama be brave. She wants to see her mama be bold. She wants to see that all things are possible as a woman. So if you are writing your book and you're sitting on your book, you need to get up today, finally get that done, go ahead and get it published. Ask me, I'm right here. If you are today sitting there knowing that you want to talk about something, you want to blog, you want to start a business, you want to do anything you want to do, you need to reach out to someone, get started so that you can show your daughter what it's like to do things, what it's like to come from struggling to striving. Because that's what I did. And like I said, I don't have a daughter, but I showed my son that I can come up, that I can beat the odds as a woman, as a teenage mom. I was able to beat the odds. And I was. I have degrees behind me. I made sure that I ran a business, several businesses. I have done a lot. I don't give myself enough credit for it, but I've done a lot. Coming from being in the Section 8 office, coming from getting a welfare check every month. All of that gone. Because I did what I needed to do. I didn't second guess myself. I didn't ask 1,000 questions. And remember, I started 20 years ago when there was nobody. Well, at least I didn't know anybody. I didn't know that there was mentors and all that could help you with your businesses. I didn't know all of that back then. Nobody told me anything because I didn't know anything. But I did it. I read books. I listened to tapes, back then, CDs, I did all of that. And I came up through. I kept on coming. Now you all are in the era where everybody is on all over social media. You can ask questions, but you don't need to keep asking so many questions that you get behind. Because we are all going to tell you something different. You're never going to get the same answer from different people. Everybody's going to tell you something different. Now you're overwhelmed. If there's something that you can do, there's something you are feeling great about, go do it. Go do it. I did it with my journal. I went and did it. I didn't even care who was not going to like it. That didn't even cross my mind. All I was worried about was the women that I may help by writing this journal. All I could think about was leaving my son a legacy. All I could think about was leaving my grandson a legacy. So if it starts with that one journal, then I am totally ecstatic about that. And some of you all are sitting on your dreams and your talents because you're second guessing yourself, which leads to procrastination. And the more you procrastinate, the more you sit there and not live your dreams, the depressed you will be, because now you're depressed because you're not accomplishing anything. I've been there. So I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing because I was that person. This is why I'm telling you to go live your dreams. Life is so short. Okay? Life is so short. So get up today. Go do what you have to do. Conquer your dreams. Conquer your goals. And your goals don't have to be those big lifetime goals. But remember, I said in the previous videos, if you know that you need to get your credit straight, this week you need to be trying to get your credit straight. If you know that your future goal is to buy a home, this week you need to be taking the steps to do whatever you need to do to get closer to your dreams, to your goals, so that you can check that off of your list. Stop asking so many questions. Stop procrastinating. Your journey is not somebody else's journey. I started my business 20 years ago with no help and no money. Nowadays, I didn't even know that you could get money from, SBA loans and stuff. I didn't know any of that stuff back then. Not to mention my family ruined my credit when I was 19. So I really didn't know. I didn't know anything about business credit back then. I didn't know anything about all that stuff that I know now. I didn't know anything about a business plan back then. I didn't know anything about keeping your books. I didn't know any of that stuff. But I learned it along the way. But it didn't stop me from starting the business. It didn't stop me because I knew it was my passion. I knew I was good at it and I wanted to do it. And it lasted 20 years. All because I did it. All because I just up and did it. And that's what you all need to do this week. Just get up and do it. Just get up and do it. Okay? So have a great Monday. I'm wishing you all the best this week. I'm wishing you all much, 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 much success. I will be back on here on Wednesday for some midweek motivation. But until then, if you need any help, if you need guidance, come to me. I'm right behind the scenes. You text me, you email me, you DM me. If there's anything that you need, if you need to know, how do I get started writing my book? That's a simple question. That's a simple answer that I can give you, But if you're going to ask 450 questions to me, then go behind and ask 450 more questions and 400, you're going to be overwhelmed. And you don't need to do that. But you're doing that because you're scared, because the longer you prolong it, the better you feel that you don't get it out there, because now you don't have to worry about it. But then you're sitting back like, I want to release a book. You can't have it both ways. You've been trying to have it both ways, but it shouldn't be that way. Go do what you were meant to do. Go do it this week. Start taking the steps to do what you want to do. Start taking the steps of getting rid of people in your life that is hindering your success. You're going to have to start taking steps. I always hear people say they want to start a business, but I always ask, are you mentally prepared to start a business? Because if your mind ain't right, I'm sorry, it's just not going to be a good business. You're going to have so many setbacks because your mindset is going to lead you down a destructive path with your business because you haven't gotten your mind right. So I always ask people, are you mentally prepared to run a business? And if you're not, you need to get your mindset. You need to start this week getting your mindset together. If that's a step that you want to take because you know that you want to be in business, then that's a step you need to be taking. You need to be saying to yourself, I got to work on my mind. I need to, if you're depressed all the time, you need to go start by going to the doctor, getting some help, because maybe when you start to clear your mind, get yourself together, then you can run this successful business. But I don't want you to start a business and then you're giving up because in the middle of it, you're tired, you're aggravated, you have so many things going on. I was there. I almost gave up on my business like 10 years ago. I almost didn't make it up to the 20-year anniversary because my mindset was bad. It was horrible. And I was in a bad place. And I don't want that for you all. So yes, you can ask me the questions about LLCs, tax and ID numbers, all that stuff. I know all that stuff. You can always reach out to me. But I feel like we shouldn't be discussing business if your mind is not together. If you can barely get out of the bed right now to take care of yourself, how are you going to take care of clients? If you can barely get out of the bed and you have no motivation, how are you going to be able to write content and go live for your clients? How are you going to be able to do that if you're not taking care of this? So this week, stop second guessing yourself. If there's something you need to work on, you work on your smaller goals to get to your bigger goals. And you go out there and you conquer it. We have so many women to look up to who have struggled. We see Oprah last night, the original Lady O, but I'm coming right behind her. So, okay, it's gonna be two Lady O's. But look where she came from. Look where she came from. Both of us have similar pasts of being raped by our fathers. Now she didn't start her career until she was like 40 something. She wasn't born Lady Oprah. She wasn't born like that. She wasn't born she had it in her, but she wasn't born with the silver spoon in her mouth. And no, she worked her way up. And that's what you have to do. She didn't give up when it got tough. And that's what we have to do. And that's a note to myself as well, because I am just now being resilient. There was a long time when I wasn't resilient. And there was a long time when I couldn't get up. There was a long time when I couldn't get out of the bed either. But I did it because I knew I wanted much more. And I like nice things too. And I wanted a better life. And I was pretty sure that's what Oprah's thing was too, you know? So get out there today, this week, ladies. Get out there. Be strong, be courageous, be willing to be tougher than your circumstances. You can beat these circumstances. You can beat the odds. I am living proof that you can get off welfare. You can get off Section 8. You can do this. And if I got off of it at 20-something years old, and if you're on it now, you can still get off. It wasn't meant to be a lifetime thing. You know, I think that it was a stepping stone for me and for a lot of ladies, because I'm not the only one that have beaten the odds of getting off assistance. It's supposed to be a stepping stone, not a lifetime commitment of being that person and being under the assistance. You know, you can do it. I did it. I beat the odds. You know, I didn't graduate from my school. I didn't go to college until later. I didn't go to college until I was 40. So you can do it. I did it. You can do it. You have the same odds. They were all against all of us, but you can do it too. So be bold this week. Be courageous. Be intentional with your goals. Start with the smaller ones to get to the bigger ones. Okay? Have a great week. Have a great Monday. You are beautiful women. God created each of us differently. So do whatever you feel in your gut that works for you. Not what works for the world, not what works for, your friends or your family or your spouse. What works for you. You and you only. Fight for you in 2021. All right? So I'll see you all on Wednesday. Thanks for tuning in. If y'all are catching the replay, put in the comments that you caught the replay. Have a great Monday and a great week. Bye.